It's a classic early season matchup between a team that's very good offensively against a team that's very good pitching and defense-wise. Good evening and welcome to Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field in Saskatoon. I'm Les Lazaruk as we've got the Medicine Hat Mavericks in town to start a two-game weekday series against the Saskatoon Berries. The Medicine Hat Mavericks have scored 102 runs while compiling a 5-5 record. They've also given up 82 runs, so they've had some lopsided wins in there, and as a result, just a 5-5 record that's tied for second place in the East Division. They're coming off a 19-10 victory at home last night over the Swift Current 57s, and the Mavericks are 3-2 on the road. For the Berries, they've only allowed 41 runs in 9 games. They've scored 84. They're 7-2 for the year. They lead the East Division by 2.5 games over 3 teams, all at the 500 mark. Berries have won their last 2 games in a row, both at home, and they're 4-1 here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. So it's the Berries and the Mavericks. Head coach Ryan Reed and the Mavericks, he'll send up Blake Dale, the shortstop, to face Diego Quinones. Quinones in his return season with the Saskatoon Berries. Pitched for Ottawa University out of Surprise, Arizona in the Great Southwest Athletic Conference this past collegiate season. Again, he's a returning member of the Berries, right-hander. First pitch, fouled in the air, but in play and going to be caught by Nick Stinson. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Right at 6:56, we get started with our game this evening. There is weather in the area. It's sprinkling a little bit here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, so they decided to start a few minutes early, and it's supposed to get a little bit dicier a little later on, around 9:30, so to get things started and hopefully get us at least the 5 innings in and maybe more before we're finally done. As Quinones with his first pitch to the number 2 hitter, left fielder Carson Chan, is a fastball in there for a strike. Light rain shower in Saskatoon, 18 degrees Celsius, southeast wind 19 kilometers per hour. Pitch outside, 1-1. Carson Chan, the left fielder, is hitting .263, 10 for 38. Quinones, 1-1 pitch, hit on the ground. Giles Salinas at second base, up with it. He'll throw on to first, and there's 2 away. Quinones pitched 1 game already a start and was the winning pitcher in the 11-10 victory over the Regina Red Sox last week in Regina. Quinones with the first pitch to right fielder Evan Morrison is a called strike by home plate umpire Matt Shuley, the crew chief. First base at Bobby Mark. And Blake Tilley is the third base umpire tonight. Outside ball 1-1. Quinones dealing to Evan Morrison, who's hitting .244. The Medicine Hat right fielder, 10 for 41 on the season. Quinones delivers. Morrison hits it in the air. Left field going back. Nash Nichols got lots of room. Medium depth left field. He'll make the catch. And that's the end of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Medicine Hat in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no Berries errors, no runners left on base. After a half an inning, it's Medicine Hat nothing. And the Saskatoon Berries coming to bat as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Coming up to the bottom of the first inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, Derek Archer, I should say, is warming up. He will be the starting pitcher tonight for the Medicine Hat Mavericks. He'll be making his third start already of the season, game number 11 for Medicine Hat. Archer has a win, 13 innings pitched. He's allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Struck out 14 and walked 6, a 1.38 earned run average. Archer's tied for third in innings pitched in the league early in the season with 13, and third in strikeouts with 14. He'll face Nathan Houston, the Berries' shortstop, to lead it off here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss at the first pitch, strike one. That looked like a slider. Looked like it had some movement, either a slider or a cut fastball from Derek Archer. Houston hitting .423, 11 for 26, 2 runs batted in. 10 of his 11 hits have been singles. He has the 1 double for an extra base hit. He'll squib that one up the first base line. Will it stay fair? The catcher says let it go, and it'll stay fair. Comes to a stop, and Houston has himself a base hit for a ball that maybe traveled 50 feet up the first base line, but never did cross into foul territory. The catcher for the Medicine Hat Mavericks, Jaziel Grotelaers, said, let's leave it go. Maybe it'll go foul because we weren't going to get him, and it didn't go foul. So a runner on for the Berries with nobody out. Leadoff man on and brings up Nick Stinson, Barry's first baseman, left-handed hitter. Archer's first pitch is at the knees for a strike. Stinson hitting .382, 13 for 34, 10 runs batted in, has 3 doubles. Throw over to check on Houston. Nathan Houston. He's got it. Yeah, it's only 1 strike. No. Downstairs, ball 1. One ball, 1 strike, the count on Nick Stinson. Archer delivers. Fouled off, back to the backstop, 1-2. Derek Archer is coming off a senior year at Westminster College in Missouri. In his 4 years there, a 5'11" right-hander, worked in 39 games and made 35 starts. He deals to Stinson, down low, 2-2. Archer was 12-7 in his college career, 4.48 earned run average, a couple of complete games, 1 shutout. What are those? You don't get those anymore in baseball, it seems, with pitch counts. 133 strikeouts over 193 innings. Stinson lifts the ball into right field. Shallow. Right fielder didn't catch it right away and then has to hustle in. Evan Morrison makes the grab. And there's 1 away as Houston returns to first base. Defensively, for Medicine Hat, in right field is Evan Morrison, who just made that catch. In center is Adam Volcano, and the left fielder is Carson Chan. Around the infield from left to right, Carter Roth is the third baseman. Blake Dale at shortstop. Takeo Cervantes is the second baseman, and the first baseman is Frankie Giacalone. Catcher is Jaziel Grotelaers, and the pitcher is Derek Archer. His first pitch to Ethan Murdoch is fouled back into the screen, strike 1. Murdoch, 4th in the WCBL coming into tonight in batting average at .513, 20 hits, which leads the league in 39 at-bats. Couple of home runs and 12 RBI for the Swift Current Saskatchewan product as Houston takes off. Throw down there by Grotelaers, and Houston able to get the hand in. Second baseman thought he had him. Cervantes thought he had gotten the tag, but the third base umpire, Blake Dill, thought that Houston got the tag in on the bag with the hand before the tag was applied by the second baseman. So 1-1 the count on Murdoch. Runner in scoring position. Gavin Panks, the Berries catcher, is on deck. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Strike 2, 1-2. Murdoch, 12 RBI, tied for 6th in the league in that department. He's all over the top 10 in many offensive categories. Is the senior out of Marshall University. Archer with a 1-2 count on Ethan Murdoch. Fastball, just got a piece of it, stays alive at 1-2. Lights are on here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. It's overcast. Again, there's rain in the area. It's been spitting, for lack of a better term. 1-2 pitch again. Breaking ball. That one is outside. Didn't look low. It looked to be outside. Again, our broadcast location is looking right down the right field line. So we're on the third base side looking at the batter's box. And it's tough to tell a lot of times what exactly the pitch is doing. But you can get a pretty good guess because 1,000 years ago I used to do some pitching way back when. Now Archer steps off. Houston actually took a step toward third, but there was nobody covering the bag at second, so Houston able to get back. Archer, the 2-2 pitch. Murdoch on the ground. That'll get through into left field, a base hit. Houston waited up, and he'll have the stop sign put up there by Chance Wheatley, the assistant coach. It'll put runners on the corner at first and third with one away. Houston waited for the ball to get between the shortstop and out into left field before he took off. So now Gavin Panks, the catcher, coming up. Panks hitting .435, 10 for 23 in the early stages of the season. Has a home run with 8 RBI, and he also has a couple of doubles. That .435 average is 9th in the WCBL. Gavin Panks with Murdoch off of first base. It doesn't go, and the first pitch is outside, ball 1. Nathan Houston at third. Ethan Murdoch at first, one away. Archer's pitch down low. He's behind 2-0 to the Berries catcher. Giles Salinas, the second baseman, on deck. Archer ready to deliver the 2-0 pitch. Holds on for a while. Now delivers. And it's down and in, and ball 3, 3-0. Panks from Covington, Louisiana. 6 foot, 200-pound catcher. Coming off his freshman season at Southeastern Louisiana University, based in Hammond, Louisiana. 3-0 pitch is a called strike, and then a throw behind the batter, and Murdoch has to dive back into first base before getting picked off. First baseman Frankie Giacalone covering the bag. 3-1 the count now on Panks. He'll foul that off, and that'll be over the third base bleachers and into the parking lot. We've got a full count now on Gavin Panks as Archer battling back here. Murdoch takes off. Panks fouls it off. Murdoch will have to return to first. And the 3-2 count holds. Something I like here right now about tonight's game. No white jersey. It is 2 colored jerseys. Berries in their purple. Medicine Hat in the red. Panks with a line drive into right field. And doesn't not caught. Unable to come up with it. The shoot tops Evan Morrison. In to score is Nathan Houston on the single. As that one was, and again, it's an overcast sky and tough to pick up the ball in the gray. And Morrison came on, but seemed uncertain. Tried to make the catch at his shoot tops, was unable to do so. Murdoch around to third. Panks with an RBI, and the Berries lead it by a score of 1-0. And we're going to get a conference out on the mound here right now. I'm not sure if this is Ryan Reed, the head coach, or not. Nobody throwing in the left field Medicine Hat bullpen. But 3 hits. An infield single by Houston. A bouncer through the hole between third and short by Ethan Murdoch with 1 away. And then Panks with a line drive that just could not be caught by Evan Morrison at the lip of the ground, or at the shoe tops. And so now Giles Salinas up with runners at first and third and 1 away. Salinas hitting .368. 14 hits and 38 at-bats. Derek Archer delivers, and that's a called strike. Looked like a slider there. Salinas has 2 RBIs. 5 of his 14 hits are for extra bases, 4 doubles and a triple. That pitch up high with a fastball, 1-1. Those 4 doubles have Salinas tied for 6th in the WCBL. One pitch upcoming from Archer. Down low with a slider and blocked by the catcher. Grotelaers, 2-1 the count. Salinas from Rogers, Arizona. Coming off his sophomore year at Frontier Community College. Two-one pitch. Salinas had that one up in the eyes. I think he liked that location but didn't get it. Fouled it back to the screen. 2-2. Salinas 5'10", 195. In 2 years of play at Frontier Community College, he's played 100 games and a .377 batting average in his time there. He's actually going to move colleges and play his junior year as he pops this one up. Foul territory, first base side, and making the catch is the Medicine Hat first baseman, Frankie Giacalone. So 2 away. Runners hold, obviously. Salinas, by the way, finished the thought I was making. He's going to play junior year at the University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley. So now Josh Henson, the third baseman, coming up. Derek Archer trying to wiggle his way out of a jam here. 1 run is in. First pitch, slider up high, ball 1. Henson hitting .237, 9 hits and 38 at-bats. Has 5 runs batted in with the help of those 9 singles. No extra base hits yet for the product of Huntsville, Alabama. He hits this one in the air, left field, drifting back, and with room in front of the warning track is Carson Chan to retire the side. But the Berries open the scoring here in the bottom of the first inning with 3 singles. They leave 2 runners on base. There were no Medicine Hat errors. And after 1 inning of play, it is Saskatoon 1, Medicine Hat no score. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. So 1-0 for the Saskatoon Berries over the Medicine Hat Mavericks going to the top of the second inning. Diego Quinones will face the middle third of the Medicine Hat lineup after getting out of the top of the first inning, 1-2-3. Foul out, ground out, and a fly out. Only took him 7 pitches to get through that. Carter Roth, the third baseman, Eric Calder, the designated hitter, and Frankie Giacalone, the first baseman, to face Quinones here in the top of the second inning. Defensively for the Berries, in the outfield, Ethan Murdoch's in right, Mason Gaines in center, and Nash Nichols is in left field. Around the infield, left to right, Josh Henson at third base, Nathan Houston is the shortstop, Guile Salinas at second base, and the first baseman is Nick Stinson. Gavin Panks is the catcher, and Diego Quinones is the pitcher tonight for the Saskatoon Berries. For Ottawa University this past year, he was 5-5. 5 wins, 5 losses. He faces Carter Roth, dangerous hitter in the cleanup spot, and an excuse-me swing foul ball, strike 1. 3.39 earned run average for Quinones with Ottawa University in Surprise, Arizona this past college season. Swing and a fly ball, right field, twisting a little bit towards the foul line, but Ethan Murdoch will track it down and make the catch for the first out. He'll bring up the designated hitter, Eric Calder. Calder is from Oakville, Ontario. Attends Tabor College as a collegian, let's put it that way. He's a first baseman otherwise, left-handed hitter up to face Diego Quinones. Calder 11 for 29, hitting .379. Looks at the first pitch down low, ball 1. Calder batted .310 for Tabor College, 30 RBI, 5 homers in 30 games. Fouled off, and this will end up in the parking lot, 1-1. Frankie Giacalone is on deck for Medicine Hat. Quinones is a bit of a college baseball nomad. He's played for a bunch of different teams. That one caught Calder in the feet as he tried to jump out of the way. One of his feet got caught with the ball. So a hit by pitch gives Medicine Hat their first base runner of the evening. We'll bring up Frankie Giacalone. Giacalone from San Diego, playing first base. Attend Mid-America Christian University, NAIA school. Quinones, first pitch up and in, ball 1. Giacalone just joined the team recently, playing in just his 7th game out of 11. 5 for 12, a .417 average. 1 of the 5 hits a home run. He has 4 runs batted in. Breaking ball is down low and outside, 2-0. Takeo Cervantes, the second baseman for Medicine Hat, on deck. 1 away here in the top of the second inning. Berries with a 1-0 lead. Medicine Hat looking to get that back and maybe more. And another breaking ball down low and outside, 3-0. Quinones falls behind Giacalone. Quinones from Las Cruces, New Mexico. His 3-0 pitch is low and inside, and that's a 4-pitch walk. Calder will move up to second base, 1 away, and Takeo Cervantes, the second baseman, coming up, and he again is also relatively new to this team, playing in just his 6th game out of 11. 4 for 13, .308 batting average, and a couple of runs batted in for Cervantes. Quinones coming off his senior year, so he's done with his college eligibility. This is his swan song, if you were. But as I said, he's a bit of a college nomad. He's played for 4 different schools in his 5-year collegiate career. Breaking pitch on the outside corner, strike 1 to Cervantes. Diego pitched his first 2 years for Luna Community College in Las Vegas, New Mexico. 1 strike pitch upcoming. Swing and a miss. Similar looking slider. Cervantes couldn't come up with it. 2 strikes. For year 3, Diego pitched for Ottawa University in Ottawa, Kansas. So he's pitched for 2 different Ottawa universities. And you thought there was only Ottawa, Canada. In Ontario, the nation's capital. No, there's all kinds of Ottawas in the States, apparently. 2 strike pitch coming up. Swing and a miss. Foul tips caught by Panks. Strikeout number 1 for Quinones. A second out here in the top of the 2nd inning. And just to finish the thought with regards to Diego Quinones, his junior year he pitched for Weber International University in Babson Park, Florida. So he's been from New Mexico to Kansas to Florida, and now Arizona in his final year with the Ottawa University Spirit in the Great Southwest Atlantic Conference. He could write a travelogue, and it would be interesting stuff. At least I would find it interesting because there's different ballparks and different places. Here's the catcher, Jaziel Grotelaars for Medicine Hat. 267 average, 4 for 15. Again, another player for Medicine Hat that's fairly new to the roster. That one's just low, ball 1. That looked pretty good from this side of things. Runners on first and second, 2 away for Medicine Hat here in the top of the 2nd inning. Quinones, that's fouled off. Back to the screen, 1 and 2. Jaziel Grotelaars, teammate of Frankie Giacalone, the first baseman tonight at Mid-America Christian University during the college season. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off. Back to the backstop. 1 and 2. Center fielder Adam Volcano on deck. The number 9 hitter in the Medicine Hat order. Grotelaars had a .402 on base percentage, 6 home runs and 24 RBI this past year at Mid-America Christian University. Left-handed hitter. Mentioned he's 4 for 15. 3 of his 4 hits have been doubles. Quinones, 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Grotelaars reaches out, puts it on the ground. Third baseman Henson up with it. He'll throw on to first as he almost collided with the runner from second going to third, Eric Calder, but he stays with it, makes the play, and that's the end of the inning. For Medicine Hat in the top of the 2nd inning. No runs, no hits. There were no Barry's errors and 2 runners left on base. After an inning and a half, it's Saskatoon 1, Medicine Hat no score, as you're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege. By the looks of the umbrellas being up and the ponchos being worn, it must be raining somewhat, not heavily, not enough to stop the game from being played, as we have all kinds of showers in the area as we go to the bottom of the second inning. 18 degrees Celsius, east-southeast winds 17 kilometers per hour, blowing for the most part from right field towards the left field foul line. Mason Gaines, the center fielder for the Berries, will lead it off against Derek Archer here in the bottom of the second. Brock Laird, the designated hitter. Left fielder Nash Nichols also due to hit. Archer's first pitch outside to Gaines, ball one. Mason Gaines from Lincoln, Nebraska, hitting .280, 7 for 25, 3 runs batted in, a couple of doubles. That pitch a high and all the way to the backstop, 2-0. Gaines 6'1", 207. Coming off his sophomore year at the University of Nebraska Omaha campus. Hard hit ball to second. Picked nicely there by the second baseman Takeo Cervantes, and he'll throw out Gaines for the first out. Brock Laird, the DH now for the Berries coming up. Laird scored the winning run back on Saturday on a wild pitch against the Regina Red Sox here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. He's the DH tonight. He's played some shortstop. Nathan Houston and him changing up. Actually, there's basically 3 guys for changing around for 3 different positions as Laird looks at a pitch for a strike. When Laird is in the field at shortstop, Giles Salinas will be at second, or Nathan Houston will be at second, and the remaining person will be the DH. But if you have Houston at short and Salinas at second, then Brock Laird becomes the DH as that pitch down low, ball one, 1-1. Options for Berries head coach Joe Carnahan. It allows them to get rest to guys and yet have their bats in. As this one's well hit to left field. Going, they look up and you can kiss that baby goodbye. Home run, Brock Laird to left field. And it's 2-0 Saskatoon, as that's Laird's first home run in the Western Canadian Baseball League with the Saskatoon Berries. Well hit. That one's got to be close to 400 feet here in this ballpark. It's 335 down the line and 400 to straightaway center field. And the Mavericks left fielder, Carson Chan, went back a few steps and realized he didn't have a chance to make the catch. It was long gone beyond the trees and behind the left field fence. And so now Nash Nichols to the plate as Archer bounces one up, ball one. Ball one, not bowel. 2-0. Berries with the lead. Nash Nichols with 3 home runs to his credit. Looks at ball 2. Nichols 5 for 28, but 3 of his 5 hits have been long balls as he hits 179. He's tied for 4th in the WCBL with the 3 home runs. Nichols from Waxahachie, Texas. Catcher Grodelair's needing a minute. Got bitten by that pitch that bounced in. He's ready to go. Down low, 3-0. Top of the order, Nathan Houston is on deck for Saskatoon. Derek Archer's 3-0 pitch is a called strike as it was taken all the way by Nash Nichols, and the umpires behind home plate didn't agree. They thought that was ball 4. Here's the 3-1 from Archer, swung on and missed by Nichols. Full count. Archer better than a strikeout per inning to start the year in the WCBL. 14 strikeouts in 13 innings. Nichols on the ground towards third. Picked up there, and the long cross the diamond throw is in time. A good play by the third baseman, Carter Roth, to make it 2 away. So now it's Nathan Houston, who singled, stole second, and came around on the third base hit of the top of the first inning by Gavin Panks to provide the Berries with their first run of the ball game. Houston, in his third season in the WCBL, hits this one high in the air down the right field line. Can somebody get over there into foul territory? And making the catch, Takeo Cervantes. That's in foul territory, but a long run and a good catch by Cervantes to finish the bottom of the second inning. For the Berries, the home run by Brock Laird is the only hit. There was no way Medicine Hat errors and nobody left on base. After 2, Saskatoon 2, and Medicine Hat no score as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Top of the third inning coming up here for the Medicine Hat Mavericks at the plate, trailing the Saskatoon Berries 2-0. Diego Quinones, unofficially 23 pitches thrown through the first 2 innings. He'll face the number 9 hitter, Adam Volcano, the center fielder, and then back to the top of the order, shortstop Blake Dale and left fielder Carson Chan. Adam Volcano, a veteran of this team, along with his brother Johnny. Adam played 51 games with Medicine Hat since 2024. 41 hits, 36 runs, 24 runs batted in. They're throwing down some sand now around home plate as it's gotten a little moist in the batter's box area. Don't want anybody slipping around, be it batters, be it catcher, be it the umpire. So this being done under the watchful eye of crew chief Matt Shuley, as the staff here at the Gordie House Sports Complex and Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field work this over. Well, eventually that back line is going to go anyway, just because players tend to stand in the back of the batter's box anyway and take away the line. So now a second person coming out to help out. In the meantime, Quinones will take a few warm-up tosses with Panks, who's out in front of the plate. Although, just as we do that, they seem to be ready to go. So Adam Volcano up, hitting .300, 6 for 20 in the early stages of the season. Volcano playing in his 7th game. Swing and a miss on a slider, strike one. Mavericks have a few players not in the lineup tonight that have been big contributors early on in the season. That's in there for strike 2. Nate King is a .500 hitter in 5 games, not in the lineup. Up high with the 0-2 pitch is Quinones, 1-2. Thomas Schnabel not in the lineup tonight, nor is Josh Stark, who's 17 for 34. Foul back to the screen, and staying alive at 1-2 is Adam Vulcano. Johnny Vulcano not in the lineup, an outfielder. He's hitting .321. So head coach Ryan Reed with a different looking lineup than what he's normally been going with, as Adam Vulcano, again with a foul ball out of play, stays alive at 1-2 against Diego Quinones. 6 RBI for Adam Vulcano. Has a double and a triple. Another foul off. This one towards the first base bleachers over the top and heading towards the Bob Van Impe softball stadium next door to our south. 1-2 pitch again. This one will get away from Gavin Panks to the backstop. 2-2 the count. Vulcano putting up a fight here after the first 2 pitches were in for a strike. This will be pitch number 8 of the at-bat. Quinones, 2-2. Popped up. Right side of the infield, Giles Salinas, just on the outfield grass, makes the catch, and there's one away. Blake Dale fouled out. First pitch swinging to start the ball game at 6:56 this evening to the Barries first baseman Nick Stinson. Right-handed hitting shortstop. He's now hitting .315 after that foul out. He swings and fouls the first pitch off from Quinones for a strike. Dale is got 17 hits and 54 at-bats, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. He also has 5 doubles and a triple. Like Ethan Murdoch, he's all over the league leaders in several categories, including the most at-bats by any player in the league coming into tonight. Tied for second in doubles, tied for 7th in home runs, tied for 3rd in RBI is Blake Dale, the leadoff man here for Medicine Hat. 1-1 pitch fouled back to the screen, 1-2. Carson Chan, the left fielder, is on deck. The Barry fun fact says Diego Quinones' favorite pop is Dr. Pepper. See if he can get some Dr. Pepper on this pitch and retire Blake Dale. That's down low, ball 2. Carson Chan retrieving the foul ball behind the screen, and a little bit of a delay. This is popped up. Shallow right field. Salinas going back, and he'll get there in shallow right field, not far from the foul line, and make the catch. So back-to-back good plays by Giles Salinas, the second baseman. And now Carson Chan, the left fielder, who grounded out to first his first time up in the first inning. Quinones' first pitch to Chan, big swing and a miss, strike 1. Carson Chan out of the University of Fraser Valley program in Abbotsford, BC. Left-handed hitter. At the knees for strike 2, according to home plate umpire Matt Shuley. So Quinones up ahead of Chan, who has to become a little on the defensive side here with this at-bat now. 2-strike pitch, foul back to the screen. You got a piece of it to stay alive. If Chan can get on, right fielder Evan Morrison is on deck. I don't know if it's still raining. Now this one's lined down the right field line and gets down fair. All the way into the corner. Ethan Murdoch will retrieve and get it back to the infield, but Chan will stop up at second base with his third double of the season, and it's the first hit tonight for the Medicine Hat Mavericks. 2 away, a runner on second. It'll bring up Evan Morrison, who flew out to left field his first time up. Morrison is tied for the league lead in walks taken, a dozen of them already this year. Quinones looks back at second and fires at the knees for a strike. Morrison came into the game tied for the league lead in plate appearances with teammate Blake Dale at 54. This is his 56th now. Third in at-bats with 41 coming into this game. He's now at 42 as he looked at a pitch down low there while ball 1-1-1. Quinones ready to go here again, 1-1 with the runner on second and 2 away. Fastball just outside, 2-1. That draws some oohs from people thinking that that might have been a strike. Morrison, a veteran of this team, was with them last year, as I recall. That one is just low, now 3-1. Morrison has a good eye, obviously with 12 walks. Morrison is from Medicine Hat. 3-1 pitch. Fouled off his foot, and that'll be called a foul ball. Although the Berries will complete the play. But everybody will have to reset as we have a full count. "66 games for Evan Morrison over the last 2 seasons. 36 runs, 35 RBI, 9 home runs, and 6 stolen bases. Morrison can play first base as well, but he's in right field tonight. Full count pitch upcoming to Evan Morrison from Diego Quinones. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's strikeout number 2 for Quinones and the third out of the top of the third inning. No runs for Medicine Hat in the top of the third. 1 hit. No Berries errors, 1 runner left on base after 2.5. Saskatoon 2, Medicine Hat no score. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Nick Stinson, Ethan Murdoch, and Gavin Panks due up here for the Saskatoon Berries in the bottom of the third inning against Derek Archer. 2-0 Berries with the lead. Stinson 0 for 1. He flew out to right field his first time up. Stinson 6'3", 200 pounds out of Kennesaw, Georgia, coming off his sophomore year at Bethel University. Actually, he'll be going to Bethel for his junior season. First pitch swinging, hit in the air, left field, coming on a few steps and making the catch is the left fielder Carson Chan. They'll bring up Ethan Murdoch. Murdoch singled through the left side of the infield his first time up. His 21st hit in 40 at-bats already this season. Slow breaking ball up high. That might have been a changeup as much as a breaking ball, ball one. Murdoch 6'2", 205. Again, out of Swift Current. Coming off his senior year. And this one's well hit. Left field, moving into the corner, looking in the corner, and out of play, foul. That one hooked off the bat. Had home run distance, but ends up being a foul ball, and it's 1-1. Ethan played his first 2 years of college ball at Mid-Plains Community College, McCook campus in McCook, Nebraska. Just low, 2-1, as the catcher Grodelaers tried to frame that pitch for home plate umpire Matt Shuley, but he didn't get the call. 2-1 count. Pitch fouled off. This one will find its way out of play and into the first base bleachers. Count even at 2-2. So Murdoch, the first 2 years, as I mentioned, at Mid-Plains Community College McCook campus, and then the last 3 years at Marshall University for the Thundering Herd in the Sun Belt Conference, NCAA Division I. Hit in the air down the right field side, twisting foul, and will not be caught. Unable to get there in time is Evan Morrison, so the count holds at 2-2. Ethan Murdoch played for his hometown Swift Current 57s back in 2023. Hit .333 there with 4 home runs and 30 RBIs. Did not play summer ball in Canada in the Western Canadian Baseball League in 2023. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the first strikeout of the evening for Derek Archer, and 2 away for the Berries here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Brings up the catcher, Gavin Panks. It was his line drive that just was not able to be caught and hit the ground back in the 1st inning that brought in Nathan Houston. Panks' 9th RBI of the season. Left-hand hitting catcher. Looks at a pitch outside, ball 1 from Derek Archer. Archer out of the full windup. Likes what he gets from Grodelaers for a pitch. Change up that stays down low, ball 2. Second baseman Giles Salinas hoping to get an at-bat here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It must still be spitting somewhat as Panks hits this one in the air. Left center field. And not enough. It'll be caught just short of the warning track as that one sliced over towards the left fielder Carson Chan, who made the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Berries in the bottom of the 3rd inning. No runs, no hits, no Mavericks errors, nobody left on base after 3 complete. Saskatoon 2, Medicine Hat no score as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. All right, here's your unofficial line score through 3 innings of play here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field for the Saskatoon Berries. 2 runs on 4 hits. They have not committed an error. They've left 2 runners on base. For Medicine Hat, no runs on 1 hit. They have not committed an error, and they've left 3 runners on base. Diego Quinones with his warm-up tosses on the go here prior to starting off the top of the 4th inning, facing the middle third of the Medicine Hat order. Third baseman Carter Roth, DH Eric Calder, and first baseman Frankie Giacalone. Roth is from Stratford, Ontario, and one of the top hitters last season in the WCBL. He's off to a good start this year. Although 0 for 1, he flew out to right field his first time up, so the average goes down just a touch. But still, not bad. 19 for 52, 365. A home run and 14 RBIs. 6 of his 19 hits are doubles. Quinones' first pitch to Roth is a strike with a fastball. Roth attended Duane University in the collegiate season. Pops this one up, right side. Nick Stinson being called off by second baseman Giles Salinas, and that's one away. Eric Calder hit by a pitch his last time up. Left-handed hitter from Oakville, Ontario. Has 9 runs batted in to go along with his 11 for 29 batting line, which is a 379 average. First pitch off the top of the glove of Panks was outside, ball 1. Diego Quinones kicks and delivers, and a slider in for a strike, 1-1. 5 years of college ball for Diego Quinones. 246 and 2/3 innings in that time. That's outside, 2-1. Pitched in 64 games, started 43 of them. Had 1 save, but he had 21 wins and 16 losses in 5 years of college. There's a line drive and a base hit into right field by Eric Calder, the DH for Medicine Hats. Runner on first with 1 away. It'll bring up Frankie Giacalone. .246 strikeouts in 246 and 2/3 innings for Quinones in his 5-year college career. Giacalone at Mid-America Christian University hit .327 this past year with 41 runs scored, 14 home runs, 46 runs batted in. He'll foul the first pitch off over the first base bleachers, strike 1. He walked his last time up. He had 13 stolen bases in 52 games in the NAIA school with Mid-America Christian University. Runner on first, 1 away. Fouled back to the screen, just getting a piece of it, Giacalone. Behind 0-2. Takeo Cervantes, the second baseman, on deck. Quinones is ready to go here again with a 2-strike situation. That slider goes outside, ball 1. It's lightened up a little bit skywise. I don't see, well, I still see some umbrellas out. I still see some rain ponchos being worn, so it might still be drizzling a bit, spitting, whatever the case may be. It's nothing heavy, that's for sure. game can go on. As that pitch, a slider down low, ball 2-2 to Frankie Giacalone. In 2-2 pitch, and it'll be fouled off, and he'll stay alive with that 2-2 count. Don't need a lot of plate appearances to qualify for some of the various offensive categories. And Giacalone, as a result, is involved in on-base percentage and OPS in the top 10. That's low and away, and now a full count. I don't know if you can get to half of a plate appearance. 15.5 plate appearances coming into tonight was what it took to qualify for some of the offensive categories, and Giacalone finds himself tied for sixth in on-base percentage at .563, even though he only has 12 at-bats. He hits this one high in the air, right center field, drifting over is Mason Gaines. He'll make the catch, and that's 2 away. Eric Calder retreats back to first. Takeo Cervantes now coming up. He struck out back in the second inning. 2-0 Saskatoon with the lead here in the top of the fourth inning. Just past an hour gone into the game. First pitch to the right-handed hitting Cervantes is a strike at the knees. Quinones delivers again. That one's in there for a strike. Quickly up 0-2. He's done that a few times and then had hitters battle back and take him deep into counts and make him throw a few pitches. He's got to be nearing around 60 of them right now. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout of the evening for Diego Quinones. Struck him out on 3 pitches. And in the fourth inning, 4 Medicine Hat, no runs, 1 hit. No Barry's errors, and 1 runner left on base after 3.5. Saskatoon 2, Medicine Hat no score. You're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Bottom of the fourth inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. The number 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the order for the Saskatoon Berries to face Medicine Hat starting pitcher Derek Archer. Giles Salinas will be followed to the dish by Josh Henson and then Mason Gaines. Salinas, the second baseman, fouled out to first base in the first inning. Fouls that one off over top of the first base bleachers and out of play. Strike 1. That was pitch 51 of the night for Derek Archer. On the other side, unofficially, Diego Quinones has thrown 62 pitches through 4 innings. Selena sends this one in the air to right field. Evan Morrison is there, and he will make the catch. Didn't have to move much for that one. One away. Josh Henson flew out to left his first time up back in the first inning. Mentioned Henson's from Huntsville, Alabama. Played his college ball this past year at Southeastern Louisiana University, like a few of the Berries have. That was his freshman season for the right-handed hitter. 6'2", 210 pounds. Breaking ball, slider type pitch is a strike. Blue Jays win tonight over Philadelphia, 3-2. Henson hits a long shot to right field. Back is Morrison looking up, and that is gone. Home run, Josh Henson, his first in the Western Canadian Baseball League and his first as a member of the Saskatoon Berries. Make it 3-0. That's 2 long balls for the Berries tonight. Brock Laird in the second inning, and now Henson here in the fourth. Taking Derek Archer deep. Mason Gaines now, the Berries center fielder, up. Grounded out to second base his first time up. This one on the ground as well. First baseman Giacalone dives to make the play and then throws on to first to the pitcher Archer covering to get the out. Good play, Giacalone moving to his right, going to his knees to stab that ball backhanded and make the play. So 2 away, and it'll bring up Brock Laird, who hit the home run back in the second inning to give the Berries the 2-0 lead. That hit for Laird, important just from a attitude and mental perspective. It gets him above the Mendoza line, hitting .212 now. It's 7 for 33 as he looks at a pitch in there for a strike from Derek Archer. Archer delivers on the ground into the hole at short, taken there, not going to be in time on the second, third hop. Laird able to beat that out for an infield single as a gallant attempt by the shortstop Blake Dale going to his right into the hole between short and third. Backhanded the ball, but he kind of slipped, it looked like, on the outfield grass as he went to throw and didn't get much on the throw. So Nash Nichols comes up with 2 away and Laird on first. Nichols grounded out to third base his first time up back in the second inning. Breaking ball down and away, ball 1. We go back to that Blue Jays Philadelphia game. It was 1-1 going to the 9th. Philadelphia scored a run in the top of the 9th, and the Jays responded with 2 in the bottom half. There's a pitch high over top of Grodelairs to the backstop, and on the wild pitch, Laird will advance to second base. 2-0 to an account now on Nash Nichols. Nathan Houston, the Berries shortstop, is on deck. I know we've got people in the States who are going, what about my team that's playing in the majors? I'm not going to go through every game in the major leagues. Now, bounced in front of Grodelairs and gets away from him to his right. He didn't know where it was. He thought he had it. And as a result, making his way to third now is Brock Laird with 2 away. Another wild pitch, I believe. Back-to-back wild pitches now thrown by Derek Archer. And Laird 90 feet from home to make it a 4-run lead. Nichols takes the 3-0 pitch all the way for a strike. being as we're in Canada, the other thing we look at is the Stanley Cup playoffs. Another strike poured in by Archer to make the count full at 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. On the ground, into the hole, it's short and through for a base hit. Laird easily scores from third, an RBI for Nash Nichols, and it's 4-0 Saskatoon. Nathan Houston to the plate, 1 for 2. Singled, scored with a stolen base in the first inning. Fouled out down the right field side, caught by the second baseman of the Medicine Hat Mavericks, Takeo Cervantes, back in the second inning. First pitch to Houston, up high, ball 1. Nathan Houston is in his third full season in the WCBL. Melville product. Throw over to first to check on Nichols, who's got good speed. Back in 2023, Houston got into 7 games with the Moose Jaw Miller Express as an affiliate player. Was 0 for 8. Now they got throw over again, and Giacalone, the throw was up the line, and he caught it and then swung back and tried to apply the tag. Thought he might have gotten him, as they had Nash Nichols leaning, go as if he was going to go to second base, but first base umpire Bobby Mark called him safe. 1-0 pitch. Houston pops it up. This will be in foul territory again. Giacalone slips and falls, and the second baseman, who had called him off, will make the catch, and Giacalone gets up and limps a little bit as he slipped and fell on the wet grass, as we've had some rain here, but the play made by Cervantes for the third out to finish off the bottom of the fourth inning. The Berries score a run on 3 hits. There were no Medicine Hat errors, and Barry scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no Medicine Hat errors and 1 runner left on base. After 4, Saskatoon 4, and Medicine Hat no scores. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Top of the 5th inning upcoming here from Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Still says a light rain shower in the area. 17 degrees Celsius. That's 64 Fahrenheit. 63 Fahrenheit, actually. Hardly any wind, though, right now. North-northwest at 4 kilometers per hour. The flags over top of the scoreboard in right center field are basically just drooped down. Diego Quinones here from the top of the 5th, the Berries starter, to face Jazeel Grodelairs. His first pitch swinging, a 1-hopper taken by second baseman Giles Salinas, who makes the play for the first out. Adam Volcano, the center fielder, upcoming. He popped up to Salinas his last time up in the 3rd inning. Salinas has been busy over at second base. 3 pop-ups and a couple of ground balls he's handled without error. This has been a cleanly played game so far. Knock on wood that it stays that way for both sides. Volcano fouls the first pitch back, strike 1. Take a look at that radar map again. There's a breaking ball in there for a strike 2. All right, let's get this. Well, we still got rain in the area. Looks like we will have for a little bit, so we're just past 8 o'clock. Foul back to the screen. Staying alive is Adam Volcano at 0-2. 8:12 is the time here in Saskatoon. Central Standard or Mountain Daylight Time, depending on how you want to think about it. Another foul back. Volcano stays alive. Now let's see if we push this and get her going for a while. It's going to be drizzling in the area past 9, past 10, and it finally won't get out until sometime around 11:30. So we're probably going to be playing in similar conditions. That pitched outside. Ball 1, 1-2. Again, nothing heavy rain-wise. It's just annoyance for fans and players alike. People are got their umbrellas up, wearing plastic ponchos. It's really not raining, but people are just used to it now. That one's up high, 2-2. It's comfortable. Let's put it that way. Says the guy who's undercover in the broadcast location. Of course I'm comfortable. 2-2 pitch, and again, Volcano. Similar type of at-bat to what he had last time up. Fell behind 0-2, fouled off a bunch of pitches before he finally popped it up. Quinones forced to throw a few, especially after he was able to get the leadoff man Grodelaires on the first pitch of the inning. 2-2 pitch again to Volcano is a called strike 3. 2 away, fourth strikeout of the evening for Diego Quinones. And they'll bring it back up the top of the order for shortstop Blake Dale, who's 0-2. Fouled out to first and popped out to second. Four 0 Saskatoon with the lead. Hit on the ground, one hop taken at third by Josh Henson. Long cross diamond throw is in plenty of time to retire Blake Dale, and that's a 3-up, 3-down, top of the fifth for Diego Quinones and the Medicine Hat against the Medicine Hat Mavericks. No runs, no hits, no Barry's errors, no runners left on base. Halfway through, 4.5 innings done here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. It's Saskatoon 4, Medicine Hat no score. You're watching Barry's Baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Let's take a look at the out-of-town scores in the Western Canadian Baseball League as it stands tonight. One game didn't get going down in Regina. The Red Sox and Weyburn postponed. They've had rain there pretty much all day. A few miles or kilometers to the west, they are playing in Moose Jaw, the Miller Express, with a 7-4 lead on Swift Current in the bottom of the third inning. Out in Alberta, Energy City with a 3-1 lead in Okotoks in the bottom of the fourth. And also in the bottom of the fourth, Sylvan Lake at home leads Lethbridge 5-1. Nick Stinson will lead it off for Saskatoon in the bottom of the fifth inning, followed by Ethan Murdoch and Gavin Panks, 2, 3, and 4 hitters against Medicine Hat starter Derek Archer. There's activity down the right field line in the Barry's bullpen, but is stopped now. First pitch on the inside corner for a strike to Stinson, who's 0 for 2. A couple of fly balls. One to right, one to left. Nobody warming up in the Medicine Hat bullpen. Stinson swings and misses at a pitch that had the bottom drop out of it. 2 strikes. Stinson behind 0-2. Archer's 2-strike pitch fades inside 1-2. Stinson has played some at Young Harris College. He'll squip this one off of fists, taken at third, and the throw to first gets away from the first baseman, Giacalone, and will be retrieved by the catcher, Grodelaires, outside the Barry's dugout. That was a close play at first base. We're calling it a single or is it an error? It's going to be a base hit for Nick Stinson. It'll bring up Ethan Murdoch, who's 1 for 2. Murdoch singled in the first, struck out in the third against Derek Archer. Leadoff man on, and a pitch high in the strike zone called a strike on Ethan Murdoch. Barry's with a 2.5 game lead in the early stages of the season in the East Division. Heading for second, here's Grodelaires with the throw down, and he's out. Stinson tried to steal second, but gets tossed out as catcher Jaziel Grodelaires took that low pitch off of the turf, off the ground, and was able to throw a strike. And second baseman Cervantes was a strike. Yeah. 0-2 pitch swung on and missed, strike 3, and Murdoch strikes out. So just like that, there's 2 away. Second strikeout of the game for Archer, both against Ethan Murdoch. Promising start to the inning. Now 2 away with nobody on, and Gavin Panks, who has an RBI single and a flyout for a 1 for 2 evening so far. Check swing foul off back to the screen. Panks not happy with that. Strike 1. Barry's with the 2.5 game lead I mentioned over Medicine Hat, who's 5-5. Moose Jaw 4-4. Weyburn 4-4. Up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Defending WCBL champion Regina are in 5th place at 4-5 here in the early stages. And Swift Current 2-6. Panks follows the 1-1 pitch back onto the screen. And it's 1-2. Moose Jaw looking to pull into sole possession of second place if all the results around the league hold. That pitch down low. Panks takes 2-2. Giles Salinas, the second baseman, on deck for Saskatoon. Bottom of the 5th. That one's inside, and it caught Panks, so it's a hit batsman. So with 2 away, a runner on first, and Giles Salinas now coming to the plate. Salinas 0 for 2, fouled out to the first baseman in the first inning, flew out to right last inning. His 3rd plate appearance. Salinas getting the Latino type music played when he comes up to bat. This is at bat music. Fouls the first pitch off over the first base bleachers for strike one. They list him as a utility player and pitcher, Giles Salinas. He hasn't had to pitch. Barry's got a lot of arms. He can just concentrate on playing second base or being a DH. That one's a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Guile didn't like that call from home plate umpire Matt Shuley. He takes a short walk outside the batter's box on the right-hand side to collect himself and get ready for the 0-2 pitch from Derek Archer. Runner on first, Panks. 2 strike pitches lined into right center field. It'd be cut off, making his way around second and heading for third, and getting in there safely with a slide is Gavin Panks. But a clean single into center field by Giles Salinas keeps the inning alive. First and third with 2 away. So now Josh Henson, who homered his last time up, went the opposite way to right field over the fence and landing in front of the Jumbotron, the video screen out there. He fouls the first pitch off just over top of the first base bleachers for a strike. Henson 1 for 2. That home run was his first extra base hit out of 10 hits this year. Boost his average back up to 250 with that home run. Panks at third, Salinas at first. Slider outside, 1-1. Mason Gaines is the on-deck hitter. One pitch. Henson on the ground towards third. Backing up a bit was Carter Roth, but he fields it and gets it across the diamond in time to retire the side. So after, in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Berries, no runs on 2 hits. There were no Medicine Hat errors and 2 runners left on base. After 5, Saskatoon 4, Medicine Hat no score. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Diego Quinona is back out for the top of the 6th inning. Starting pitcher tonight for the Saskatoon Berries. He's had a good night going so far. Has allowed only 2 hits. He's walked 1, hit a batter. Has struck out 4. Unofficially has thrown 72 pitches through 5 innings. A lot of activity down the right field line, but there actually is somebody up and throwing now, and that looks like Colin Plain, the local product from Saskatoon, who's going to start throwing a bit. Meanwhile, Quinones will face hitters number 2, 3, and 4 in the Medicine Hat order here in the top of the 6th inning. Left fielder Carson Chan, right fielder Evan Morrison, and third baseman Carter Roth all due up here. Chan 1 for 2, doubled in the 3rd inning, and was left stranded. Chan from Fraser Valley University in Abbotsford, BC, has played his college ball. Swing and a miss at the first pitch fastball, strike 1. One strike pitch from Quinones. Said stays outside, ball 1. Hit in the air, right field, I should say. Going back, Ethan Murdoch, he'll look up, and that one is out of here. Home run, Carson Chan to right field, and that one cleared the right field fence right in front of where the Jumbotron is out in right field. So Medicine Hat on the board. Chan, 2 for 3 now on the day. Doubled last time up and now hits a home run. Makes it 4-1. Brings up Evan Morrison, who's 0 for 2. Quinones' first pitch to Morrison is just outside, ball 1. Morrison, a veteran of this team, hits one back through the middle. He's stopped in behind second base by Nathan Houston. The throw is not in time. Actually, the throw pulled the first baseman Stinson off the bag. And so safe on the play is Morrison on what will be a base hit. Houston ranged from shortstop to the right field side of second base to stab the ball, but could not get Morrison at first. Close play at the base. Stinson couldn't keep his foot on the bag, and now here comes Joe Carnahan for a walk out to the mound to talk with Diego Quinones with nobody out here in the top of the 6th. A runner on first and a 4-1 lead. We've got both bullpens going. Down the right field side now, it's Dallin Rude who's up and throwing for the Saskatoon Berries. And on the left field side, we'll see if we can catch a number. Right-hander throwing. Looks like 21. Let's see if we can get that number on the roster. 21 is Julian Picorni, warming up for Medicine Hat down the left field line. Carter Roth up now. He's 0 for 2 for Medicine Hat. Dangerous hitter. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Roth scored 40 runs last year and drove in 54 while hitting .380 with Mavericks. This one's looped into right field and will find grass. Stopping up at second base is Evan Morrison, as he had to make sure that that indeed did find the ground. So 3 straight hits for the Mavericks. So now up comes Eric Calder, who singled his last time up. He's been on base both times. Single and a hit batsman. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. And the tying run for Medicine Hat now at the plate here in the top of the 6th inning. As Quinones dealing with some adversity for the first time tonight. Down low, ball one. Frankie Giacalone. First baseman is on deck. Quinones ready to deliver. This one hit in the air to left field. Nash Nichols coming towards the line will make the catch and get the ball back into the infield as the runners hold. First out of the top of the 6th inning. Told the attendance here tonight is 1,213. 1,213 the attendance, which is pretty darn good considering the conditions here tonight. Bring up Frankie Giacalone. A little bit drizzly, a little bit cooling off a bit. Giacalone takes the first pitch strike at the knees from Diego Quinones. Giacalone walked in the 2nd inning, flew out to center in the 4th. Slider down and away, ball one, 1-1. Second baseman Takeo Cervantes is on deck. Medicine Hat Mavericks, a dangerous offensive team. 102 runs. They're averaging more than 10 runs scored per game. The Berries, Diego Quinones has done a good job so far as this one's on the ground. To short, Houston. To second for one, not in time, and to first, not in time. So no outs on the play. A slowly hit ground ball. Houston tried to get the out at second, but Carter Roth beat the play to second base, and so now the bases are loaded on the fielder's choice with one away, and up comes the second baseman, Takeo Cervantes, who is 0 for 2, both times striking out. Quinones from the full windup, and it's fouled off by Cervantes towards the Berries' first base dugout. Evan Morrison, the runner at third. Carter Roth at second base. Frankie Giacalone at first. One away here in the top of the 6th inning. Medicine Hat threatening. Quinones, one strike pitch, is on the inside corner for strike 2. Cervantes in a hole. Jaziel Grotelaar is the catcher on deck for the Mavericks. 2-strike pitch from Quinones. A slider up high and away, ball one. Dallin Rood is warmed and ready to go if need be. 1-2 pitch, fastball up high, 2-2. Berries with a run in the 1st and 2nd inning, 2 in the 4th. And now a reply from Medicine Hat in the 6th as Cervantes fouls that off and stays alive at 2-2. And still threatening to score more. 2-2 pitch upcoming from Quinones to Cervantes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He has struck out all 3 times he has faced Quinones tonight. That's strikeout number 5 for Diego Quinones, and a big second out here in the top of the 6th inning. And now we're going to get the pitching change as Joe Carnahan is going to come out. A left-handed hitting catcher in Jaziel Grotelaar is coming up to the plate, and that will be it for Quinones. A very strong 5 2/3 innings, and the crowd of 1,213 giving him a well-deserved round of applause for a good outing here tonight. So it is Dallin Rude who's going to come in. Dallin Rude out of Munster, Saskatchewan. 6'1", 160-pound right-hander coming off his sophomore year at Colby Community College. Rude so far this season has made 3 appearances, 5 2/3 innings pitched. He has a save to his credit. 2 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned. He struck out 5, walked none, and a 1.59 earned run average for Dallin Rude. Diego Quinones' line is not finished as of yet. 5 2/3 innings pitched. He allowed 5 hits, struck out 5. Walked 1 and hit 1. So here comes Jaziel Grotelaars. First pitch Rude, and Grotelaars fouls it off over top of the fence down the left field line. That had some hot sauce on it going out of play. 1 strike on Grotelaars from game with Dallin Rude. Bases loaded, 2 away, top of the 6th inning, 4-1 Saskatoon. Rude's pitch, Grotelaars back to the mound, stabbed by Rude. He'll catch it, and that's the end of the inning. 1 run for Medicine Hat in the top of the 6th inning on 3 hits. There were no errors by the Berries, and 3 runners left on base. After 5.5, Saskatoon 4, Medicine Hat 1. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archive game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus a WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Bottom of the 6th inning, we've got a pitching change now for the Medicine Hat Mavericks as Julian Picorni is into the ball game. 6 foot, 150-pound right-hander in for relief for Derek Archer. His first pitch is a called strike at the knees to Barry's center fielder Mason Gaines, who's 0 for 2. Couple of ground ball outs. Breaking pitch swung on and missed, 0-2. Trying to find out a little bit more about Picorni, but not having much luck with that. The season preview from the league does not contain his name. 0-2 pitch looked pretty good, and it stays outside apparently, according to home plate umpire Matt Shuley. 1-2 the count on Mason Gaines. Swings and misses at that one, and a strikeout. The line for Diego Quinones is done. 5 2/3 innings pitched tonight. 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batsman. He pitched 25 batters and threw 90 pitches unofficially. Dallin Root finished off the top of the 6th inning. Brock Laird to the plate now to face Julian Picorni. He's 2 for 2, homered in the 2nd inning, singled and scored in the 4th. That's outside, ball 1. Looked pretty good, though, from up here, but again, the angle that I have isn't that great. Picorni looking in at Jazeel Grodelairs, the catcher for the sign. And that breaking ball looks to be like a pretty good weapon for him. 1-1 as that one is in there. Derek Archer pitched 5 innings tonight for Medicine Hat. Gave up 9 hits. 4 runs, all earned. Pitch up high, 2-1. We haven't had an error in the game, so every run that's been scored tonight has been earned. Archer struck out a couple. 2-1 pitch from Picorni. Line drive, but is going to be foul just over top of the bullpen area down on the left field side where the Medicine Hat bullpen is. 2-2 the count on Brock Laird. Nash Nichols, the left fielder, is on deck. Archer didn't walk anybody, but he did hit a batter. Laird pops this one up. Foul territory, third base side. Catcher Grodelairs and the third baseman, Roth, got their signals mixed up. Grodelairs at the last second saw Roth flash in front of him and then stuck the glove out and missed it. So the count holds at 2-2. Laird is somewhat fortunate that he's not out on that play. Picorni will try and get him now. Popped up again, this time in the infield, and the shortstop is going to call for it and make the catch, that being Blake Dale for the second out. 2 away, and Nash Nichols, the left fielder, coming up. Derek Archer in the game tonight faced 24 batters. Bottom of the 6th. A strike on the outside corner to Nash Nichols. This breaking pitch goes outside, 1-1. Picorni with a 1-1 delivery. Bounces it in there. Ball 2, 2-1. Top of the order, Nathan Houston waiting on deck for the Berries. Leading 4-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fastball on the outside corner, 2-2 now to Nash Nichols. He's 1 for 2 tonight, grounded out and singled his last time up. Brought in Brock Laird from third base with his 11th RBI of the year. 2-2 pitch, Nichols fights that off, now that breaking ball. Stays alive at 2-2. Unofficially for Derek Archer, the starter for Medicine Hat, 82 pitches over 5 innings. Here it's a 2-2 pitch upcoming. Picorni, and that's inside with the curveball. Grodelaires thought he had strike 3. Instead, it's a full count. Home plate umpire Matt Shuley being good to the Berries there. 3-2 pitch. Laird will foul that up the third baseline towards the Medicine Hat dugout and stay alive at 3-2. These same teams will go at it again tomorrow night here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, 7 o'clock. We'll be on with you on FloCollege. Still got a few innings to go in this one. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss as Laird, or Nichols I should say, was fooled by that. And that's a second strikeout for Picorni in the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Berries. No runs, no hits, no Medicine Hat errors, nobody left on base. We have played 6 complete. It is Saskatoon 4 and Medicine Hat 1 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Pitching change here for the Saskatoon Berries. The third pitcher of the game for head coach Joe Carnahan as Colin Plain comes on. Plain, Saskatoon product, making his 4th appearance of the season. No record, 3 innings pitched. He's allowed 4 hits, 1 run unearned, struck out 1, walked nobody, a 0 earned run average. He'll face the number 9 hitter, Adam Volcano, and then the top of the order, Blake Dale and Carson Chan here in the top of the 7th inning. Clean third of the inning here for Dallin Rood in the top of the 6th as the first pitch is up high, ball 1. Quick look at the unofficial line score for Saskatoon. 4 runs on 9 hits. No errors. They've left 5 runners on base. Medicine Hat 1 run on 5 hits. They haven't committed an error, and they've left 7 runners on base as that pitch is in for a strike. 1-1 the count on Adam Volcano. Fouled off over top of the first base bleachers and Plain ahead 1-2. Colin Plain from Saskatoon graduated his high school at Walter Murray Collegiate here in town. 6'2", 220-pound right-hander. Two 1-2 pitch. It'll now be 2-2 as that's down low. Plain coming off his junior year at Arizona Christian University. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off at the plate. Staying alive is Adam Volcano. Plain's first 2 years in college ball were at the College of the Desert in Palm Desert, California. 2-2 pitch. And again, fouled off on the breaking ball, and the count holds at 2-2. This past year for the Arizona Christian University Firestorm in the Great Southwest Athletic Conference, Colin Plain had a 1.80 earned run average in 10 innings of work in 9 relief appearances. Foul back to the screen, Volcano. This is the third straight at-bat for him in which he's got the pitch count up for the pitcher. He's gone at least 7 pitches in all 3 plate appearances tonight, but 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a strikeout. Again, Adam Volcano, his brother John plays on the team. He's been a veteran of this Medicine Hat Mavericks team and fouls another pitch off. Still 2-2. Volcano back into the right-hand batter's box to face Colin Plain. Again, the 2-2, and again it's fouled off. That's 5 straight foul balls for Adam Volcano on this at-bat. See what happens this time. Plain stares in at catcher Gavin Panks. 2-2 pitch is hit up the third base line, but foul. Ten pitches into the at-bat. Keeps fouling them off. He gets as many as he wants. This is where pitch count comes in. Guys like this who work you, bring that pitch count up, and suddenly you're out of the game. Again, just touch that one. Fastball on pitch number 11. Volcano back into the batter's box again. Every at-bat he's had, he's been at 2 strikes quickly in the count. This time he'll strike out. Ball gets away from Panks, but he'll pick it up and throw on to first and complete the strikeout to Nick Stinson. A 12-pitch at-bat that ends up in a strikeout for the first out of the top of the 7th inning. Brings up the shortstop for Medicine Hat, Blake Dale, who's 0 for 3. Dale, a right-handed hitter. First pitch swinging, nubs it out in front of the mound, in front of the plate, I should say. Panks twirls and fires in time to first base, gets the second out. That barely got out of the skin area around home plate. And Panks had to be quick out of the batter's box and make the play. 2 away. Brings up Carson Chan, who's been the most dangerous of the Medicine Hat hitters so far tonight. 2 for 3, doubled in the 3rd inning, hit a home run to account for the only Medicine Hat run back last inning. Down low from Plain, ball 1. That one got away from Colin Plain all the way to the backstop. Luckily, nobody on base. 2-0 the count. Plain with a 2-0 pitch to Dale, or to Carson Chan, fouled back into the screen, and it's 2-1. Evan Morrison, the right fielder, on deck. Chan came into the game hitting .263. That's improved. That one is just outside, 3-1. And now the home plate umpires behind home plate from the stands, getting on Matt Shuley. The home plate umpire thought that one was a strike. Chan's average has jumped up to .293 with the 2 hits tonight. Fouls that back. Now a full count. Yep, waiting on the 7th strikeout of the night for the Berries by pitchers. Means everybody gets pancakes in the house at a local establishment. Carson Chan will try and avoid that. 3-2 pitch is outside, ball 4. So Chan walks. And with 2 away, it'll bring up Evan Morrison, who singled his last time up. 1 for 3 for the right fielder of the Medicine Hat Mavericks. Action down the right field line in the Berries bullpen. There's the first pitch slider in there for a strike. Right-handed pitching Plain to left-handed hitting Morrison. Top of the 7th inning with 2 away. 1 strike pitch. Nubbed out in front again. After it is Colin Plain. The throw to first in time to get Evan Morrison. That's 2 outs like that in the inning where it was barely hit onto the infield grass in front of home plate. And the Berries were able to make the play both times and finish off the inning. For Medicine Hat in the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits. There were no Berries errors and 1 runner left on base. After 6.5, as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, it is Saskatoon 4 and Medicine Hat 1. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. New pitcher into the game, 3rd one of the night for the Medicine Hat Mavericks. Levi Tibbetts comes on. He's pitched 4 innings this season already. Has a win to his credit. In 4 innings, he's allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Struck out 4, walked 2. That's a 4.50 earned run average for Levi Tibbetts. 6 foot, 240-pound right-hander. On to pitch here in the bottom of the 7th inning. He'll face the Berries' bottom or top of the order, I should say. Nathan Houston, the shortstop, Nick Stinson, the first baseman, and right fielder Ethan Murdoch. Clean inning for Julian Picorni, who struck out 2 in his inning in the 6th against the Berries. So Houston to the plate for the Berries is 1 for 3, singled and scored back in the 1st inning. Tibbetts with a word with his catcher, Jaziel Grodelaers. Houston had a pretty bad hamstring pull this year playing college ball down south. Looking forward to the summer season, he told me, to try and get back into it. And he's done a pretty good job so far. Missed the first 2 games. First pitch down low from Tibbetts, ball 1 to Nathan Houston. It's 12 for 29 on the season. That translates to .414 on the batting average. Tibbetts with the pitch, and again, just down low, ball 2. He thought he had that one for a strike. Home plate umpire Matt Shuley disagrees. Tibbetts pitches out of the stretch with nobody on base. 2-0 to Houston, down low, ball 3. Clay Mixon warming up down the right field line in the Berries bullpen. Expect Mixon to pitch the 8th inning, and then if it's still a 3-run Berries lead, then you'll see Tanner Hosick in the 9th inning, I would assume, for Joe Carnahan. 3-0 pitch taking all the way. Nathan Houston, it's a strike, 3-1. Here comes Tibbetts with a 3-1 pitch to Nathan Houston. And that's in there for strike 2, full count. Full count coming up here to 7th inning leadoff hitter Nathan Houston. On the ground back towards the pitcher. Tibbetts will field it and will run a couple of steps off the mound and underhand for the first out. Houston was jammed on that and just got it out to the pitcher. So now Nick Stinson coming to the plate. I said Levi Tibbetts is 6 foot on the roster. He's actually 6'6", which makes a lot more sense looking at him out there. He's a tall kid, talking with Jaziel Grodelaires, who's significantly shorter, the catcher. Tibbetts, 6'6", 240. He's from Lisbon Falls, Maine, and attends Rollins College. He also has an accomplished background in basketball, it says in the preseason write-up preview of the WCBL website. Tibbetts pours in a strike to Stinson. At 6'6", I could believe that. Attended Rollins College as a redshirt sophomore, so he didn't use up that year. But getting some summer pitching in. Breaking ball in there for a strike. So he threw 3 straight balls to Nathan Houston, and now has come back with 5 straight strikes. He just needed to warm up a little bit more. Seems to have found the range here. 2-strike pitch upcoming to Stinson. Hit on the ground wide of third base, foul to stay alive. Nick Stinson 1 for 3 tonight, singled his last time up, but then was caught stealing back in the 5th inning. Ethan Murdoch, the right fielder, on deck for the Berries. Stinson's got a little bit of Diego Quinones nomad in him when it comes to his college career. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away for the Berries here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So now Ethan Murdoch, who's responsible for the 2 strikeouts that Derek Archer had in the game, the Medicine Hats starting pitcher. He singled his first time up, though. 1 for 3. Facing Levi Tibbetts here. And a first pitch fastball strike. 22-year-old Ethan Murdoch. Right-hand hitter, having a great start to this summer season. 1-strike pitch. Bounced in, back gets to the backstop, 1-1. Catcher Gavin Panks on deck for the Berries. Hoping to get an at-bat here in the bottom of the 7th. Tibbetts takes his sign. And now delivers the 1-1, up high, 2-1. And past the 2-hour, 10-minute mark for the game. Rain is holding off now. 2-1 pitch, broken bat, popped up. Murdoch doesn't know where it is. Now it'll bounce and get away from the catcher. Foul. And so luckily there, the backspin allows for the at-bat to continue. He needs a new bat. He's going to be back up to the plate. Murdoch goes looking for some new lumber. But that barrel of the bat flew almost all the way into left field. 2-2 the count with 2 away, and Murdoch with a new bat. Not the one I'm sure he would have before. It's a different color. It's not the. It's a wood. It's a black bat. Has to be. They have to be wooden bats in this league. There's no aluminum allowed. This is a wood bat league. 2-2 pitch again from Tibbetts to Murdoch. That's bounced in, full count. The broken bat, again, the barrel went a long ways. Murdoch's hanging on to the handle. He started heading for first base. The ball landed just in front of the plate, and then the backspin took it foul. Full count pitch. Upcoming to Barrie's right fielder Ethan Murdoch. Tibbetts gets called strike 3 as Murdoch is caught looking. Second strikeout of the inning for Tibbetts. A 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th inning for the Berries. No runs, no hits, no Medicine Hat errors, nobody left on base. After 7, Saskatoon 4, Medicine Hat 1. As you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Top of the 8th inning with the Berries up 4-1 on the Medicine Hat Mavericks. It is a pitching change for the Berries. Fourth pitcher coming into the game is Clay Mixon, making his 4th appearance of the season. No record, no saves, 3 2/3 innings. He's allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, struck out 4, walked 2. It's an earned run average of 7.36 for Clay Mixon. 6'2", 220-pound right-hander out of Baytown, Texas, coming off his sophomore year. at Brookhaven College. For his junior year, he will attend Houston Christian University in Texas. Mixon on to pitch the 8th inning. He will face the middle third of the Medicine Hat order, starting with third baseman Carter Roth, who looks at a first pitch strike from the 3/4 overhand delivery of Clay Mixon. Carter Roth, Eric Calder, Frankie Giacalone up. Breaking ball down and away, ball 1, 1-1. Line drive over the head of the shortstop Houston into left field. Nichols over to field it. It will restrict Carter Roth to a single. It's his second hit and back-to-back at-bats. He's 2 for 4. Now it'll be Eric Calder, the designated hitter. Calder 1 for 2, hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, singled in the 4th, flew out to left in the 6th. That's the 6th hit of the evening for Medicine Hat. Mixon's first pitch on the outside corner, a strike. Calder, a left-handed hitter. And a Canadian. That's outside, ball 1. Mixon with a runner on first. This one's lined right to Nick Stinson, who makes the catch. He'll step on the bag for the double play. Carter Roth took his secondary lead and was well off the bag. The ball hit right on a line by Calder at Nick Stinson. It's an easy twin killing for 2 outs. Frankie Giacalone, the first baseman, now to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Walked in the 2nd inning, flew out in the 4th, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. Nixon's first pitch bounces in, ball 1. Mentioned Giacalone is a San Diego, California product. 1-0 pitch, down low, 2-0. Takeo Cervantes, the second baseman, on deck for Medicine Hat. 2-0 pitch from Mixon is up and away, ball 3. .30 pitch, taking it all the way is Giacalone for a strike, 3-1. Clay Mixon's 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Giacalone was going for the downs on that fastball and missed it, and we have a full count. I swear public address announcer Simon Hyatt lives now for that pancake chant when there's 2 out and there's only 6. But here's a line drive base hit into right field, keeping the inning alive. Murdoch will return the ball into the infield. And a base hit for Giacalone. With 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning, brings out Takeo Cervantes, who has half of the 6 strikeouts by Barrie's pitchers tonight. He has struck out 3 times in 3 at-bats. He wants to avoid the golden sombrero here, if at all possible, in the top of the 8th inning. Clay Mixon with 2 away. First pitch is in there for a strike. Tanner Hosick now standing up in the right field bullpen for the Berries and starts lightly tossing. Swing and a miss again on a breaking ball down in the dirt. 0-2 on Cervantes, and There goes the pancakes chant again. Now taking off for second without drawing a throw, and now Mixon hits Cervantes. Mixon says, that's on me. Giacoloni took off for second and was more than halfway there before Mixon threw the pitch. And I think he got distracted and hit Cervantes. So now catcher Jazeel Grotelar coming up with 2 out and runners on first and second, and Joe Carnahan out of the dugout to come to the mound to chat with Clay Mixon. Say, hey. The fact he got hit by the pitch takes away the stolen base. So Carnahan has left the mound meeting. Clay Mixon stays in. He'll face the left-handed hitting catcher, Jazeel Grotelars, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Tying run coming to the plate here in the top of the 8th inning. We've had 3 home runs in this game. 2 by the Berries, Brock Laird and Josh Henson. And Carson Chan accounting for the only run for Medicine Hat so far. Well, Jazeel Grotelars is a switch hitter. Hitting right-handed, though, against Mixon. I thought he hit left-handed before. First pitch from Mixon is in for a strike. Mixon looks back at the runner at second with 1 strike on Grotelars. Fastball hit right back to him. Mixon will run it over, underhand at the last 15 feet for the final out. And that's the end of the top of the 8th inning. No runs for Medicine Hat in the top of the 8th. On 2 hits, there were no Berries errors and 2 runners left on base. After 7.5, it is Saskatoon 4, Medicine Hat 1. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Bottom of the 8th inning, Levi Tibbetts will come back out for a second inning on the bump for the Medicine Hat Mavericks. Had a clean bottom of the 7th, 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts. And he'll face catcher Gavin Panks, second baseman Giles Salinas, and third baseman Josh Henson here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Warm-up toss is continuing here for Medicine Hat's left 10 runners on base tonight. The Berries have done a good job of stiffening up when they need to. Mavericks have left 6 runners on base total in the last 3 innings. Here's Gavin Panks, 1 for 2. Singled and drove in the first run of the game for Saskatoon in the bottom of the first inning, I should say. Looks at the first pitch down low from Levi Tibbetts, ball 1. Flew out in the third, hit by a pitch in the 5th inning for the catcher. All that against starting pitcher Derek Archer, who left after 5. Outside from Tibbetts, 2-0 on Panks. Gavin Panks and Aidan Marion are the catchers for the Berries, sharing the responsibilities. Marion from here in Saskatoon and Panks from Covington, Louisiana. 2-0 pitch. Down low, maybe inside as well, 3-0. Levi Tibbetts with a 3-0 pitch upcoming here to leadoff man Gavin Panks. Up high, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. Leadoff man for the Berries is on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Temperature 16 degrees Celsius now. That's 61 Fahrenheit. Southwest wind 5 kilometers an hour, so wind not a factor. A little on the cool side, but not too bad. Supposedly there's rain all around the area, but it's not falling here. The umbrellas are down. The ponchos, for the most part, are gone. First pitch down low, gets away from Grodeliers in front of him, but Panks will advance to second base on the wild pitch. Kyle Salinas at the plate, singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Put the lights on here in the broadcast booth. Almost takes away from what's going on out on the field, but it's nice to be able to see what I'm writing on my scorebook. As Salinas looks at a strike, 1-1. Josh Henson, the third baseman, on deck. One pitch, bounced in, blocked by Grodeliers. Panks will hold his ground at second base, 2-1 the count. For the hockey fans out there, the Stanley Cup final is even at 2 wins apiece. Carolina Hurricanes win Game 4 tonight, 5-3 in Las Vegas over the Golden Knights. Game 5 is Thursday night back in Raleigh, North Carolina. Wait until we start talking about the World Cup of Soccer coming up soon. Down and in, full count, 3-1 I should say, on Giles Salinas. That starts Thursday, by the way. Canada, the United States, and Mexico all host nations for the largest World Cup ever. 48 nations taking part. Crazy. 3-1 the count. Levi Tibbetts pitching to Giles Salinas with a runner on second and nobody out. Line drive right to the second baseman. Now the race for the bag. It's calling calm safe. They both dove for the bag. Second baseman Cervantes and base runner Panks. And first base umpire Bobby Mark said that Panks' hand got in on the bag ahead of Cervantes' hand. Of course, if they'd gotten there at the same time, advantage goes to the offense, right? Usually that's what it is at first base, so one away. Josh Henson is the batter now with Panks still on at second base. Down low, ball 1. Henson homered back in the 4th inning. Made it 3-1 at that point. Levi Tibbetts pitching to Josh Henson here in the bottom of the 8th. Down low, 2-0. We do have action down the left field line in the Medicine Hat bullpen as we're going to get a mound visit with Levi Tibbetts. I think the Mavericks want to make sure they don't give up anything more here, trailing by 3. Let's see if we can see a number down the left field line for the right-hander that's warming up for Medicine Hat. Is that 13 maybe? Yeah. Let's see who number 13 is on the roster. Jax Graham warming up down the left field line. We'll see if he's come into the game, if need be. He's a Canadian, Jax Graham, from Nova Scotia. Meanwhile, it's Levi Tibbetts pitching to Josh Henson, 2-0 count. Outside now, a throw down to second, and back safely is Panks, who gets a pretty decent secondary lead. Hence, Jazeel Grodelaires wants to throw, and he threw that from his knees all the way to second base on a line. He's got a good arm. Showed that when he threw out Nick Stinson back in the 5th inning. He's not afraid to show off that arm either. Levi Tibbetts with a 3-0 pitch upcoming here to Josh Henson. And that's low, and it's ball 4. 2 walks in this inning for Tibbetts. Runners on first and second, and Mason Gaines, the center fielder, a left-hand hitter, coming up, and we are going to get a pitching change as the head coach Ryan Reed makes his walk out to the mound. And we'll get, with 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning, a new pitcher for Medicine Hat, trying to keep this game within reach, down 3, but with 1 out and runners on first and second. Jax Graham, a 6'2" graduate of Badlands Academy, will come on. He's from Pictou County, Nova Scotia, coming off his freshman year at Arkansas State University in the Mid-South Conference. So it's Jax Graham wearing number 13 coming into the game to pitch. 4th pitcher of the night for the Medicine Hat Mavericks. Jax Graham, no record, no saves, a 1.17 earned run average. He has pitched 7 2/3 innings, allowing 5 hits, 1 run earned, struck out 8 and walked 1. And he'll face left-handed hitting Mason Gaines here with 1 away in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 men on. Tanner Hosek has been warming up down the right field line for the Saskatoon Berries and will in all likelihood come in the 9th inning if it's still a 3-run lead. If it's more than that, not sure what Joe Carnahan might do. He might send Clay Mixon back out, even though Mixon threw 17 pitches in the 8th inning. Levi Tibbetts is responsible for the 2 men on base right now. Struck out a couple, walked a couple here in this inning, struck out 2 his last inning. faced 6 batters. And threw 29 pitches in his inning in the third. So Jax Graham ready to face Mason Gaines here with 1 away and 2 men on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Barry's with a chance to bury Medicine Hat with a couple of runs. Graham checking the runner at second. First pitch in for a strike. Looked like a slider of some kind. One strike pitch upcoming. This one's hit in the air, left field, but there and ready to make the catch is the left fielder, Carson Chan. Well hit by Gaines, but right at Chan practically, and there's 2 away. And Brock Laird now to the plate. Laird is 2 for 3, homered in the 2nd inning, singled and scored in the 4th, popped out in the 6th. Productive night for him. Right-handed hitting Brock Laird to face Jax Graham. First pitch is hit in the air, right field. Trying to find it is Evan Morrison. He has to motor now and can't come up with it. Fair ball. 2 runs are going to score. Laird is around second and heading for third with a stand-up triple. Morrison lost it up above the level of the lights here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. And by the time he found it again, he had a long run towards the line and couldn't get there in time. Both Gavin Panks and Josh Henson score, and Laird all the way around to third on the triple that drives in 2 runs and makes it 6-1. 3 RBIs tonight for Brock Laird. Nash Nichols now up 1 for 3. First pitch down low, ball 1. That'll give the Berries a nice little cushion here, needing just 3 outs in the top of the 9th inning. On the ground towards third, stab, nice play by Roth to dive and come up with the ball and throw cross diamond to get the out. Put a star beside that one. A nice defensive play by Carter Roth at third base. But the Berries get 2 important runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no Medicine Hat errors and 1 runner left on base. After 8, it is Saskatoon 6 and Medicine Hat 1. As you're watching Fifth pitcher of the night for Saskatoon coming into the ball game. It'll be Tanner Hosick, also known as Juice Box. Bellevue, Nebraska product, 5'5", 150 pounds, and comes in throwing smoke. He'll face Medicine Hat's number 9 hitter, Adam Volcano. Then the top of the order, Blake Dale, the shortstop, and left fielder Carson Chan here in the top of the 9th inning. 6-1, Berries with the lead, looking for their 3rd straight win, all at home, looking to improve their record to 8-2 to start the year. Hosick, a right-hander, to face right-handed hitting Volcano, who's been tough to get out tonight, but he has 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, and the first pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. Swing and a miss again, strike 2. Hosick in 4 2/3 innings has 2 wins and a save. He's allowed 6 hits, no runs, struck out 4 and walked 3. 2-strike pitch to Volcano, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the pancake strikeout finally happens. Adam Volcano with his 3rd strikeout of the night, 0 for 4 for him. Blake Dale, the shortstop, now 0 for 4 for Medicine Hat tonight. Dale's grounded out a couple of times, popped out a couple of times, right-handed hitter against Tanner Hosick, who throws fastball and a swing and a miss, strike 1. Hosick's bringing the gas here in the top of the 9th. Swing and a miss again, strike 2. Two-strike pitch, and that one was, no, I think he hit the bat. Check swing foul, stays 2 strikes. I barely hit the bat. There was barely a swing on that, but hit the bat on an inside pitch. So the count holds at 2 strikes. Here goes Hosick again. And called strike 3. High in the strike zone, but home plate umpire Matt Shuley rings him up. So now, last chance for Medicine Hat. It'll be left fielder Carson Chan, who's been on base 3 times out of his 4 plate appearances, 2 for 3, doubled in the 3rd, solo home run in the 6th, and walked in the 7th. He grounded out to second baseman Gal Salinas back in the 1st inning. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball down low, strike 1. Back in the left-hand batter's box is Carson Chan. 1 strike pitch, fouled back to the screen, and now it's down to the final strike for the Mavericks. Carson Chan goes to University of Fraser Valley in Abbotsford, BC. He's the last hope. 2 strikes, fouled off again. That's into the screen and caught on the rebound by catcher Gavin Panks. Two-strike pitch again coming up from Tanner Hosick. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Struck out the side, and that's the ball game. Saskatoon Berries defeat the Medicine Hat Mavericks by a score of 6-1 as they come out of the first base dugout and congratulate Tanner Hosick, the Berries, with their 3rd straight win. Score run in each of the first 2 innings, 2 in the 4th and 2 more in the 8th, and win tonight here by a score of 6-1 over Medicine Hat. We'll be back with the final totals in a moment as you're watching Barrie's baseball on FloCollege. All right, we're back to wrap things up here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field as the Saskatoon Berries win for a third straight game and improve their record to 8-2, trimming the Medicine Hat Mavericks 6-1. The final totals unofficially for the Berries: 6 runs on 10 hits. They did not commit an error. They left 6 runners on base. For the Medicine Hat Mavericks, 1 run on 7 hits. They did not commit an error. They left 10 runners on base. Diego Quinones, the winning pitcher, improves his record to 2-0. The losing pitcher is Derek Archer, who's now 1-1 for the year. The game took 2 hours and 45 minutes to play in front of 1,213 fans here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. For the Berries, as mentioned, their record now improves to 8-2. They lead the East Division. 3 straight wins, and they're 5-1 here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. For Medicine Hat, their record drops to 5-6. They're 3-3 on the road this season. Again, your final tonight: the Saskatoon Berries 6, the Medicine Hat Mavericks 1. Same 2 teams will play tomorrow night here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, starting at 7 o'clock. We'll have it for you here on FloCollege. Until then, on behalf of all the folks at Flow Sports FloCollege, the gang at Saskatoon Entertainment Group, Saskatoon Berries, my wife Verna Lazaruk, who's my producer, helps make sure we get everything on the air. She does a great job with the camera work, etc. I'm Les Lazaruk. Hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday evening, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Berries and Medicine Hat at 7 o'clock. You've been watching Berries Baseball.